opening the apple pit. We are a hopelessly unromantic people. We go about even the most delightful of our affairs in a sadly humdrum way. Take the opening of an apple pit in winter, for instance. If the well-greaved Greeks had anything like this in their lives, they would have approached the task with appropriate songs and ceremonial dances. They would have done justice to the winter-ripened apple. Thou hath been cooled a long age in a deep-delved earth, tasting of flora and country green, dance and provincial song and sunburnt mirth. Now, notice how prosaically the Canadian farmer undertakes the work. After the women folks have been nagging him for a couple of weeks, he begins to feel apple hungry himself, and some fine morning he takes the long-handled shovel and an old axe and proceeds to open the pit. The snow is first carefully shoveled away from the little treasure house of autumn fruitfulness, and then the covering of frozen earth is chopped away. This uncovers the protecting layer of straw, which is removed, laying bare the apples. What a gush of perfume burdens the frosty air. Spies, Baldwins, Russets, and Pippins all give their savor a right. And if a man had a touch of poetry in his soul, he would begin at once to fashion lyrics. But there is no poetry. He simply remarks to himself that they have kept well, fills a bag, stuffs back the straw, and piles on the earth and snow to keep out the frost. He then carries the bag to the kitchen and announces that he expects to have applesauce for dinner. Possibly he wipes an apple on his sleeve and eats it while he is out going to the barn to finish his chores. But on the whole, he treats the event as if it were an ordinary part of the day's work. Although our Canadian apples are good at all times, they are now at their best. There is a flavor to a winter-ripened apple that surpasses praise. It has a fullness and a tang that provoke the appetite more than it satisfies. A winter evening spent around a roaring fire with a plateful of well-polished apples within reach and old friends to talk with is something to cheer even the soul of a pessimist. As for the children, their delight is twofold when the apple pit has been opened. Not only do they gorge themselves, but they dream of the affluence they will enjoy bartering apples at school. The school price of apples varies, but yesterday a sound rosy spy was disposed of for 2 empty rifle cartridges, 32 long, the stub of a lead pencil, and a copper harness rivet without a washer. From this, you can figure out how much boy bric-a-brac a bushel would buy.